Happy Monday! Thank you for joining me for another live coaching video. So last week we talked all about nutrition. This week we're kind of going to change things up. We're going to talk about making changes in your life. How to make changes, what are some tips, what are things that you can do. So it's going to be very, very impactful. And if you watch every day, you're going to be inspired and motivated to make that change in your life that you've been thinking about. So thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't joined me before, my name's Carmen Oling. I'm a holistic nutritionist, personal empowerment coach, and transformational speaker. That's a lot of words. And basically what that means is my work is dedicated to guiding ambitious women just like you to get rid of that never-ending to-do list that's in our heads, stop those limiting beliefs, stop that judgment and comparison game, build sustainable health habits that work for you so you can focus on feeling good, you can focus on having endless energy, so you can live your best life. So today I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips in order to create a change in your life. And the first tip is to become aware. So oftentimes we actually ignore the things that we need to pay the most attention to, especially when maybe we're using certain things as coping mechanisms or ways to numb. So we need to become just radically aware of where we are right now in our life. And I like to look at different areas of our lives. So look at your personal self, look at your health, look at your career, look at your spiritual self, look at your relationships, look at your community and your recreation and free time. So look at all of those areas and see where you're at. Maybe rank them, 5 being the highest, I am killing it in the career, and 1 being the lowest, my health, I'm not eating well, I'm not moving my body, I'm not slowing down. So rank those areas and see where you're at. And bring awareness to those areas, because oftentimes the things that we need to change the most are the ones that give us the most fear and anxiety, and the ones that we kind of push away and ignore. So check out those areas of your life and see what's coming up for you. So that's the first tip, is you need to become aware. Because if you think of how we actually make changes in our life, I like to talk about it. First, we need to become aware. Then we need to build this belief in ourselves that we can do it, that we are enough, that there's something better, that we're meant for more. And then it can become part of our culture and our everyday and our passion and our vision. But you have to start with awareness. And oftentimes people jump to change 5,000 things in their life and think it's just going to become a part of their everyday and their culture. But they've missed that awareness part. They've missed something that they need to become aware of. And they've also missed that belief part. So they don't actually believe that they can do it. And if you don't believe that you can do it or you're enough or whatever that limiting belief is, if you implement those things, you're going to fail. And then you're just gonna feel like shit, and then it's gonna become this whole big cycle. So start with awareness. Okay, the second thing I want you to do is I want you to answer these 2 questions. Always water. First one is, what do I want? Really general. So I want you to take your journal, okay? Blank piece of paper, and write, what do I want? And without judging yourself or thinking too much into it, I want you to just write down. And it could be anything. It could be something, a feeling that you want, something that you want that's tangible or a material item to look a certain way, to achieve something, to have a new relationship, $1 million in the bank, whatever it is, just don't judge yourself and don't limit yourself. Write down, what do you want? And then the second question I want you to answer is, as a woman today, I stand for. So what are the things that you value the most? What are the things that light you up and give you energy that you can have and experience in your life every single day? So as a woman today, I stand for true, deep connections. I don't want to talk about the weather. I don't want to tell you I'm good, because maybe I'm not good, or maybe I'm fucking amazing today. So I also stand for things fun things. I love my bangs and blonde hair and bodysuits, right? I love to experience new things. I love to have that feeling of pure joy in my body, when I'm disconnected from everything and I'm just outside experience all that nature has to offer. So the two questions again for this tip number 2 is, what do I want? Think big, don't limit yourself, use that dreaming muscle that we've so hidden, that we used to use all the time when we were kids. And then the second question is, as a woman today, I stand for. And it's really cool, like if you get some things down on that paper for the as a woman today, I stand for, you get really freaking clear on the things that you do not stand for and you do not want in your life. Okay, so number 1, become aware. Check out those areas of your life, rank them so they were like career, personal, spiritual, family, relationships, free time, and recreation and community. 5 is I'm killing it and feel really good. 1 is like I do not feel good about this at all. So become aware first of like where you're at. So stop ignoring the things that you want to ignore and stop ignoring those things that make you feel uncomfortable, because you have to have that conversation or take that step. The second step is to ask yourself these 2 questions. What do you want? And as a woman today, I stand for. And now the third step and the most important step, are you ready? Can you guess what it is? Take action. So I want you to take action on something, and it could be something small. Maybe it's making a phone call to your parents and sharing with them how much you love and respect them, but you're creating some new boundaries. Maybe that's it. Maybe that wouldn't be small, that'd be big. Creating boundaries is big and hard and challenging sometimes. Maybe it's like you're not working out or moving your body at all, so you're gonna do a 10-minute walk after each of your meals. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you do a 10-minute walk, and that's something small because you wanna focus on feeling good and you wanna start achieving optimal health. Maybe that's one of the things that's really important to you and as a woman you stand for today. So like I want you to pick just one thing this week to take action on. What can you take action on? Maybe it's when you go to the grocery store, you don't buy any processed food and you buy all whole real foods. Maybe it's every day you take 5 minutes to check in with yourself and do some deep breathing because you feel really, really stressed every single day. Do you see how I'm breaking these things down into really, really small actionable items? Because if you can get all of these little mini wins, like you have to start believing that it's possible that you can make change in your life. So if you do small, tangible action steps, like you'll move from that awareness into belief. And once you start believing that something different is possible for you because you are enough and you can do anything that you want in this life, and you get those mini wins, you get inspired and it builds motivation. And motivation and momentum brings change. So the third step is to take action. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to, 1, I want you to share this video because pretty much everybody else, all the other ambitious women out there have felt or are currently feeling like this right now. I want you to know that. You are not special in this. I've felt this before. The women I coach felt this before. My peers feel like this. Like sometimes we feel like we need to make a change and we just feel like stuck and we start ignoring it. We don't want to ignore it. So I want you to share this video on your page, on your Instagram stories, wherever you can share it. Send it in a message to them so they can start this with you. And then I want you to comment the one thing that you are going to take action on. And that's it. Only one thing. Because if you try to do so much, if you just try to move into this, like, this is part of my everyday life and this is part of my culture, like you're gonna just get thrown back to that first stage. So become aware of where you're at and start building that belief so you can make it part of your everyday by building momentum and getting those mini wins. So thank you so much for joining me. Join me for the rest of this week, Monday through Friday, for a live coaching video where we're talking about change in our lives. And I'm so blessed and grateful for each of you. So until tomorrow, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, eat real food so you can feel amazing, have endless energy, live your best life, do all those things that you want to do and are available for you in this life. So thanks for joining me.